but
My world is fire and blood. Oil war. We are killing for gasoline.
And good evening, guys. We are live on Freak Show 15. Welcome everybody from all around the world. And tonight we have Mechanized.
Hi everyone.
We have all the way from Manchester, we have Skelly.
What's happening in general?
Very good. And we have from down south, Stig.
Hello, Chatfield. Hello, Wasteland.
Okay, and,
Hello.
and ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome our amazing celebrity guest, SEPTIC, from the Wasteland Gladiators. Yay! Welcome, sir! Guys, you have not seen anything like the Wasteland Gladiators ever. These guys are full contact, armour, cage fighting with weapons, I think, kind of thing. It's hard. You saw the video at the start. We will be putting more videos up. We watch these guys every year at Wasteland. People in Europe, you have seen nothing like this. This is the coolest thing on the planet. Welcome to the show, SEPTIC. How are you, sir?
not dead, not in prison.
Win-win.
Win-win.
A win-win. So first of all, guys, if you're online, please say hi. Say where you are, which tribes you're from, whereabouts in the world you are connecting to. So over to you, SEPTIC. How are you, sir?
Hanging in there. It's been an interesting run of time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we'd just like to just congratulate your daughter on her graduation. So a big cheer from everybody. Cheers, everybody.
Hooray! That is one big
Awesome.
step.
I
Amazing.
should get a job and get out of the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
So,
you can let that route now.
Highly awaited.
SEPTIC, could you first of all explain what Wasteland Gladiators is, please?
What it is, it's armored combat, and what we do is we use a combination of either wasters or live steel, and have a lot of people have done the like one of the big things that's happening now out there. It's called Battle of Nations, and it's a live armored combat, medieval style. But we took a lot of us do the medieval armor and the medieval fighting, but we've kind of taken it and dropped it into the wasteland and kind of warped it by the gamma radiation and the fire from hell, and we've twisted it into our own personal love nest.
that is a brilliant summary. I must admit, the first time we saw it 4 or 5 years ago, it just blew us away. We've never seen anything like this. It is full on. It is. How initially did you get started at Wasteland? Were you already?
This is what we do for fun. It's not like a show, so it's kind of weird approaching it as the show. The show's developed around us, but we get bored easy. We put on armor. We beat the shit out of each other. We've got large associations and groups that we run with that do more than medieval. And so we got invited out to Wasteland. Actually, Road Warrior Weekend is what the first thing we were out at. That was about a year before
Right.
Wasteland started. And then we went to Wasteland Weekend. And then I think it was about 3-4 years into it, we were watching the Juggers come out and play, and they were having a blast. And we knew what we did for fun. And we kind of got bored, and we had to tiptoe around a bit to get permission, because we're trying to explain it to Jared. I think he scared the shit out of him, because he's just like,
Well, you
safe
did
for,
to
like,
me when I seen it the first time.
Yeah, I mean, we wear armor, so it makes it safe, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well,
No, I know it is.
But
Totally.
so it's the way we explained it. It's like you got the NASCAR cars, and those are wrapped in all the extra bars and all the roll cages. Well, we take that roll cage and we strap it onto ourselves, and then we go beat the snot out of each other, and we get back up and do it again the next day.
Yeah,
No,
well, we
there's
did
a
with
lot
our
of
special
safe-
fighter sponsored, Captain Timmy, who's all wrapped up in metal.
Yeah, Timmy's kind of a smaller guy, so he gets kind of flung around. I mean, he's like I say, he's my personal little
Yeah.
hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we-
He
That guy-
never gives up.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. You know, the day he does, though, it's gonna be a scary situation.
So
Medivac,
do
I
you
think.
did you initially do with the medieval fighting first before you then went to Wasteland? So you were already doing this.
Yeah, I've been fighting
Oh
for
my
about 30
gosh.
years. So
Blimey.
I started in a
So
I
you
started
started when
in
you were 10.
SEA, and then I went to another group called the EMP. Then I've done a little bit of Battle of the Nations, which is live steel. And then it between all of that, we've been doing the Wasteland Gladiators for about years, and it's slowly do something completely different now, because most of the other organizations, it's counts. It's just you count till
Yeah.
how many blows you get in there. You got to keep it in your mind. The Wasteland, the way we fight in the gladiator cage is we fight till we're happy.
Yeah.
Gotta have some straight, till you're happy. Some people are happier than others. Some guys are happy. They're done. I'm a stubborn Irishman, so I like to be really happy.
I must admit, it's something amazing to watch. When did the actual cage side come into it? Were you initially just fighting it on the dirt?
The first time we did this, we were actually we were using the what the hell they call it, the Juggers.
Dome.
They had their
Yeah.
little area set up, and so we went into the area, and we promptly got shut down real quick, because right before we got out there, it was a big 400-pound guy fell in the little quick and squashed him, so they freaked out, us doing anything. So we were allowed to do it the next year. Went out there and we fought a little bit in the dirt. Then the year after that's kind of when the magic happened. We had a group. They set up a mini Thunderdome, and they were doing fake fights. And the guy got a hold of me and said, "Hey, would you guys like to fight inside this mini Thunderdome?" And we said yes. We went out. We fought in the mini Thunderdome, and then it's where actually the first year I met Wes, and Wes has had a big to do with the cage, because he basically showed up the next year with a freaking battle cage, all chain linked and all set out. And every year that damn kid brings more and more and more, and he's the one that's behind the battle cage. We're just a bunch of dumb thugs that hit each other in the head with sticks.
It's an impressive structure. I mean, you had the go-go podiums, and then you had the photographers one in 19, when
Yeah.
unfortunately got all the wind created merry hell, and you weren't really able to fight.
Yeah,
But I was so looking forward to that. So what's he going to bring next time? What will he bring next time?
No, you can't tell.
Lions?
Can't tell. We'll make sure something happens, unlike this year.
Yeah.
So a quick question about the armor side. So how do you initially start off? What can you explain? Sort of what kind of clothing or armor from the bottom up? What kind of stuff do you wear?
We have a minimum requirement of armors. There's certain areas your body has to be protected: your knees, your elbows, the top of your foot, your ankle, your junk area, your recommended, your shoulders, and your center of your chest right here, needs to have some type of plate there. Then you come to your hands. Your hands need to be enclosed with either what we call a basket hilt, which is a solid piece of metal, or a heavy piece of plastic that covers your hands from getting busted up, or a good pair of gauntlets. Then we go into the neck. The neck's got a gorget onto it. Then you get a helmet, an actual real helmet. Now, that's minimum armor. If you want to wear more armor than that, that's up to you. We highly recommend you wear more armor. What we've been doing in the Gladiator cage, though, is we've been kind of over-armoring ourselves just because it looks neat. And the funny thing is, the more armor you wear, you can't feel squat. You're getting hit with baseball bats at full tilt, and you can't feel it. Yeah. But a lot of it's turned to is you get knocked around. So it's more safety equipment for yourself. The metals and the requirements like the knees and the elbows and certain other parts of the armor have to have padding in it. And that's where your real protection is. It's about 1.5 inch padding. Either gambeson, like a medieval gambeson, or just regular modern day pattern. But there's something to be said about modern day equipment and doing this style of fighting than some of the old fashioned steels and actual armor that we're used to using. So it's really cool to be able to use football pads and plastics and bring some of the modern materials into it. Because when you do the medieval fighting, it's all supposed to be medieval.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
Keep around that because this is futuristic fighting style. We can bring the futuristic plastics and armors and aluminums in, and that stuff is awesome to fight in because it's a little bit lighter. Some of it can be bulkier, but it's a lot lighter and take a lot more damage when you get hit with it.
What about the helmets? Because you obviously can't go to the local, sports shop and buy your metal helmet. How do you build those, or is there somebody within the team who?
Most of the helmets are based off of medieval helmets. Now, most of the helmets you see out there are based off of a style called closed helmets. Closed helmets are like the Celebs and Pardishes, and you can look that shit up online. And helmets are actually probably some of the easier things to get together with the armor nowadays, because you got a lot of medieval armorists out there, and they just like the opportunity to go out and play with the stuff. That, the fact that a lot of us weld or are used to working with metals, can fashion some different helmets, and then painting them up, disguising them is the other avenue too. Like one of the guys, Murder Crow, underneath, if you saw his helmet underneath it, he's wearing a what is the style of helmet? I think it is a give me a second. The other horse, the Huns. It's like a Hun-ish helmet. But what a power bag, cut out the eyes, and he brought it over. And so underneath that bag he's wearing, it looks like a spooky bag. But once underneath that, he's got a full heavy helmet on. So it just basically works.
Oops.
Septic, you're frozen.
Oh, you're frozen. Oh.
He's back.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
You're back again.
You're back.
Did I mention I live in the middle of nowhere?
No.
There aren't many downsides, but that's one of them.
Exactly.
Go faster. Tell you.
Okay, guys, if you want to start posting up your questions, we will be asking Septic.
Well, I've got one from Roden. So a question from Roden for you. Can you speak to the difference about SCA, Renfair, Professional, and Wasteland fighting?
Yeah, Wasteland fighting compared to SCA fighting is SCA is riding a plastic big wheel. Mm-hmm. We're motocross, son. Okay, we're actually going out there and fighting full tilt, and we're fighting till we get somebody to yield, and then they yield, and then they stop. So there's no hits. It's not done by. I mean, yeah, there's honor in it, but we're fighting full tilts. Well,
yeah, and if he says
we're using the wood weapons and stuff that we use are thin, but they're crafted out of rattan, and but they're wood. Wood has a different feeling to it compared to the foams and plastics and and some of the rattan.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know if you guys are still on.
Yeah, we're still on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting those little signals that say poor connection.
So on the weapon side, is there like because some guys have got shields, some guys have just got like there seems to be different styles of weapons. Is there any rules around the weapon size or the weight or what they're made of?
Yeah, the weapons our weapons are close to or like armor requirement. They have to have when we fight on the field, we're fighting either the steel. When we fight steel, our weapon has to be under a certain weight, and it has to have like a minimum 2 millimeters. So we're not fighting with sharpened blades, but we're doing that so we don't really kill each other for real. We've had a couple of those calls with some injuries and things like that, but we've been able to get over it. Now, the wood wasters, most of us use the wood wasters rather than steel, because when you're using steel, you need a lot more for your kit than you need with fighting with the rattan. You don't need as many requirements. The live steel, you want to have the extra armor, or you get broken bones or contusions, and even worse, you can get cuts and stuff like that if you're not wearing proper armor.
Wow! Do you wear a gum shield to stop? With hits to the head. I just wondered if for your teeth.
Like teeth,
mouthpiece. Some of the guys wear the mouthpiece. Yeah, gum shield.
It's a UK, sorry.
Well, Captain Timmy said he doesn't have to because he's got no bloody teeth left.
He takes his out, puts it on the shelf. But the thing is the weight of the helmet and the way you're strapped into these damn things. When you get popped, unless you have a tragic breakdown, where like the chin piece comes off and throws the helmet into your face, generally you don't need one. And most of us are trained. Usually when we're out there, we're talking through our teeth like this. So most of us just grunt out there anyway. Grunt, shake your head.
So what kind of weight of the armor? If you put all the armor on, what kind of weight is that just before you go off to fight?
Mine weighs around 65 to 70 pounds. Wow. Yes, and you get used to it. It's not like you're lifting one piece of armor. The stuff is strapped from your fingers all the way down to your feet, across your chest, and everything like that. So it's not that bad. The thing is once you get the training going, and I know for a fact that I could run in this stuff. Once I get the armor on, I tend to stay in the armor because you just kind of get used to the weight and you just carry it around. But
that makes sense.
Not so much. Haven't been in armor in a bit because of the things. So we're starting to get our practices back and get in armor again, and you're feeling it. It's like jumping on a bicycle when you haven't been on a bike for a long time and try to do a 10-mile jaunt or something.
Yeah. Well, Blackie wants to know, what do you like better, SCA or Wasteland fighting?
Wasteland fighting by far.
And what
I also do another which is close to Wasteland. It's called Empire Medieval Pursuits, and in that game, SCA, I don't know if you might get in trouble using their name, but the SCA combat's basically from the knees up. It's a little more controlled. It's a single shot. The other game that I play is called Empire Medieval Pursuits. It's from the ankles all the way up to the top of the head. You can punch, you can kick, you can grapple in it. That's where we took the idea is to bring that into the Gladiator cage. The Gladiator cage is the same thing as it's from the ankles all the way up to the top of the but we fight till you knock somebody down. And once you get knocked down to the ground, that's where we kind of have fun and work the crowd a bit. Because we give the guy a chance to get back, so once your safe point's hitting the ground, once you hit the deck, you can stay down there if you want. That's how we know the kind of fight's over. But we're out there it's okay to hurt your friends. You just don't want to injure them.
Yeah.
So but as we've been doing this 10 years now, and we've kind of developed we found the creases in the armor that some of the other groups didn't. It's fucking raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
here.
And here as well.
It's raining here. It's the same cloud. It's going all the way across the pond.
But it's so we've learned where to put the plates. We've added a little bit of armor on because we're a little more intense on the ground. You develop a fighting style, and what works works. It's also the reason I jump inside the ring now. We usually have like a referee in there. The referee. Most of the other competition fighting, there's not a referee inside. This one, because of the nature of the beast, we've decided to drop a referee in there so we can have somebody step in and guard over the guy that went down.
Yeah.
You can double check. I know myself when I'm in the ring I'm constantly talking to the guys.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Was that shot okay? Can you get up? Can you continue? Yeah. So you have to have that. In my opinion, you have to have that say-so into it. So you make sure people are safe, because we're not getting paid for this. We just go out and do this for fun. This is shits and business.
Yeah. But end of the day, it's full on. So it's full contract.
It's a brilliant show.
Yeah, and also
like it's the way we can blow off a lot of steam. It's funny how the fighter types almost need the fights. It's the biggest damn thing.
Yeah.
We need to get out there, tussle. We need to throw some steam out. It just works, because if you've been to the Wasteland, you're up there, you're busting your butt trying to set up your camp. Then a wind comes in, knocks everything down, so you're setting it back up again. You're frustrated to hell. I also work a booth, and so I'm a merchant, and so I'll get some pesky guy come in and just you want to belt him across the head, but you can't. So you save that. And you just kind of take it out that night, and it just makes life make so much more sense.
It is definitely. Could you explain to the people, the crowd, just some of the fighters, what they're called, just a bit of a what they sort of fight like, and just who are your individual characters, your main ones?
Right. Yeah, when we started it, we started coming up with goofy names and kind of themes, because it's the apocalypse. So we're thinking, hey, bring in something that's not normal. We want to kind of bring in that, because it's gladiatorial, bring in something that's going to be fun. Like the only one you really need to worry about is me, SEPTIC tank. That's it. We got other guys like Captain Timmy. He's a smaller guy, and he's a little whippersnapper. We've got Murder Crow. Murder Crow is kind of he's not a big guy. He's just tall and lanky, and he's really quick. Then we got like Smash from or known as West is also known as Smash, and Smash, he's a big boy and he goes out and smashes things. What was the other one we got? I'm losing my names all of a sudden. Oh my God! Wow. We have one of a couple of friends have shown up over the years. A lot of times it's like every other year you can get guys to show up just because of life. We got one guy dressed. He's called the Gentleman, and the Gentleman is showing up in nice suits and ties stretched over the arms.
No way.
Yeah,
I've never seen him.
We've got another gentleman called God the hell's his name? He just goes by Odin. That's because he's got one eye, so you just kind of lead him left. You can't see as good. But let's see. I'd like to think of some other names. There's the Beast.
Yeah,
the Beast is the Beast. Yeah. He's usually Beast and Smash who end up fighting each other, and because they're big boys, by the time they clash, everyone else is tired. But last year we did it was 5 versus 2. That's what we put them on the cage with, because those two boys could handle 5 of the little guys. And by little guys, we're not talking little. I mean, they're still pushing, 180, 200 pounds. But, versus Wes who's 6 foot 17. He's a big, tall guy. And then you got the Beast in there too. They're just big. And when you put big boys in the ring with the little boys, they throw them around. So we kind of came up with the idea of doing some gladiatorial combat scenarios, set up 2 of the big guys versus for the smaller guys. Some of the things that we've been playing with is switching to different weapons. Last year we had our first female. God, what are the names? Their names escape me right now. This is horrible.
Well, you have
But we had
demolition
two-
girls as well, haven't you? Firing the crowd.
Oh, so
Demolition,
superb.
that
Demolition
Wes-
dolls.
Wes's sister is, I think she's the lead of the demo dolls.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's been an absolute blessing having her, because, she knows Wes, so that's how we got to know her. And so they come in the ring and they put on a hell of a show. And they up the level because we went and just wanted to go beat each other's heads and have some fun and show off there. And it's turned into it's almost like a professional fight now. We've got, Wes brings his cage and dolls bring the TNA and everything like that, and the dancing, and then they do a little sideshow so we can have a little bit of time and the fire act. And so it's turned into this whole production thing.
Yeah.
And it's turned into an amazing. I'm happy to be part of it.
It's interesting that the over the years how not only have you got more and more people watching to like 6, 8, 10 deep, but they stay there for the whole time. They don't sort of come in and go, oh yeah, seen that, gone to something else. You see the same faces glued to the front and glued all the way through. It's fantastic how it's changed over the years.
Yeah, we've had to put a rope off the cage now. We've had to move it 3 feet back because it was getting a little too dangerous because people were sticking their faces in their
and you get
right up on that cage. And when you got a guy weighing 350 pounds in armor smashing into those little dainty fingers and faces, well, we're making it look better.
Yeah, that's it. Well, someone asked the question, have you ever fought, or any of you guys fought the Thunderdome? I imagine that now. I've seen that question, but that would be pretty cool. You all armored up in the ropes and giving it full on.
Yeah, we had a tiny one. Well, there's two things. The Thunderdome is a bit of a political thing. We've tried. The Thunderdome guys would like us in there, but there's too much other crap going on. So it's just easier to fight in a cage. It's safer for us in a cage as it is.
Yeah.
Also, another big thing is I never really thought of it this way, but if you look on how they pull the people up in the background with the ropes.
Yeah, I've been there.
Can't lift us. We're too heavy. We're pushing 350 pounds on average in the armor. These little guys can't yank us up out of the.
Well, they're not so little. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but
I was like looking up there.
but when you've got all the armor on, that makes full sense.
Yeah. I mean, we've had the thought, we've thrown it around, but it's just not feasible. That's more of the Hollywood magic. It was all about that movie.
Yeah.
So as we're all hopefully we're coming back next year as well. Would it be possible for us and maybe some of the other film people there to try and televise or video all the fights? Because seriously, I think once more people see it worldwide, I think you'll get a massive fan base, because I have seen nothing like it, and it's so amazing that it's, for the people who can't get to Wasteland, people in Europe or in Japan and stuff like that, just to get used to the fighters and and become a fan of the whole Wasteland Gladiators.
Yeah, we don't have a problem with that. B, Wes has made little pockets on the side of the cage that are specifically for film guys. So they underneath those platforms that the ladies get up onto, the announcers, those are like little safe spots. That's so we can get media in there. This last year, we tried a stick with a GoPro on it.
Yeah.
And getting in there. I haven't seen any of the footage on that yet, but it should be pretty good because we're able to get right up there in the middle of the combat with the GoPro. So should have some unique looks. But I know there was one fight that went on. I didn't even know that because I was in charge of the stick and the stick wasn't on. It's not my fault.
Can't do everything, can you?
I have no idea how to. But so we're trying to do the best we can and still get in the armor, beat the crap out of each other. there's so much room for improvement when it comes to the backside of the cage. But on top of this too, we're doing this for fun.
Yeah.
We're doing this for free. This is our shits and giggle game, so we get out there and have a little bit of fun.
Is there anywhere online that people can buy any of your amazing T-shirts? Because you kindly gave me one last year, which I wear all the time. It's absolutely amazing quality. I think. Do you print them yourself?
Yeah, my main business. I'm a professional artist.
Oh, wow.
I also do screen printing, embroidery, graphic designs, and that's the main thing I do. The website that I started for, they're not really websites, a Facebook site, is Wasteland Wear, Wasteland WEAR. And
I'll put that up.
That's where I put all my post-apocalyptic punk clothing and weird little pieces of art I make. I've got a couple of them. I do also Goblin's Grotto, which is more of my fantasy artwork.
Right.
And then the main business is Golden Grotto, silkscreen. So, yeah, we've small shop, been doing that about as long as I've been doing the Wasteland Gladiator stuff, and it is what it is.
Is it okay for people in Europe, in Japan, in Australia to buy online? Are you okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to work with what is it? The weird thing, stupid buttons.
Etsy.
I can try to remember the name of the company, but you would post products up and they could buy them online. Most of my stuff went to Europe and Japan as it is. So it was just kind of Etsy. That's it.
Etsy.
So I have stuff, the Etsy stuff. And a lot of it went to Germany, Britain, and Japan. That's where a lot of my weird stuff goes to.
Strange that. Yeah, the Japanese like weird stuff.
Yeah.
Any old weird shit.
The links are on.
The links are on. Awesome.
Well, people said helmet cam would be great. Well, I think if some chain is hitting your head, I don't think the cam has much of a lifetime. It would be one shot cam.
Your helmet's PH steels on average.
Wow.
And these steels are designed, they're based off of actual historic helmets. And then we tweak them out a bit to fit the combat needs. Even the modern day medieval stuff, I think our helmets are a lot safer than what they did back in medieval times.
Yeah.
And we're fighting with them just a lot more. So yeah, the helmets that's your number one piece of armor. You want a good helmet to get out there and play around with it. Yeah, once you're strapped into that thing. I mean, I've gotten in trouble for it. I've taken it on a motorcycle with me, and I've been stopped by the cops because they're just like checking my helmet out. The only thing they didn't like my vision, so
or lack of it.
Made me take, even though it was safer, and they have a little sticker on it. You had to have my little dot sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I bet
You didn't screen print that yourself, did you?
But the dot, I will neither deny or
Or confirm it. Yeah.
Also, I bet with the weight though, if you've got that many kilograms of armor on, and it's night time, and you're being hit over the head by somebody else trying to hit you over the head with a bit of wood, and you're on sand, how is the sand bit? Because not being a firm ground, if you try any of this like on a beach, it's hard enough to try and stand up and.
Yeah, the thing is with the dirt in the area out there, the sand's not that it's not deep like it is when you go to the beach.
Yeah.
Even in the gladiatorial arenas, they would take sand and the gladiator arenas were basically wood floors, and then they put sand on top, so that sand does give you a little bit of grip.
Right.
I wouldn't go running, jogging in it. The best thing is when you get your ass knocked, you're happy you got that nice, comfortable, succulent, beautiful sand to lay your head in there. Because, yeah, it's different from fighting like I've fought on concrete. Concrete's the absolute worst to fight on because when you hit the deck, it transfers through the metal right into your body. It actually you can get on cement and asphalt.
Oh my god!
And,
do you have any?
I used to do a lot of skateboarding.
Sand and dirt and ground.
I used to do a lot of skateboarding. I know hitting concrete, it just goes straight through you. It's not at all forgiving.
Do you have any traditions before you start the event? Is there any traditions for the Wasteland Gladiators?
Well, we generally like to get I guess the biggest we do is we go out meet and greets, and we go out there like the Thursday night before, and we just kind of hang out in the cage because most of us don't see each other. This is the only time we get together and we actually see. We don't see each other. We're coming from all over the United States, Canada, and haven't run across the pond yet. Come on out, but we're open to everyone. We just want to make sure that you're not out there. You're not gonna go creepy, weird, and pull like an ice pick and try to stab someone, which has happened.
Oh gosh!
No way! Seriously.
We want to make sure you're gonna be comfortable. You're gonna be.
Oh.
Oh, come back. All is forgiven.
Pedal faster.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Sorry.
Can you hear us?
I think I'm back on. Okay.
You're back.
What I
You're
say,
back.
where did I leave?
Tell you drove to pedal faster.
Yeah. So we were just sort of asking. So what is the most crazy memory you have of Wasteland Gladiators?
I don't think he's here.
Oh.
Oh, heck.
Yeah, we're just mechanised.
Okay.
While we're
Yeah.
waiting, just to let everybody know that we were going to give out a special poster for when we hit 500 subs, but we actually flew straight past that, and we've hit 1,300. Awesome. So thank you so much, everybody. Honestly, you guys have been absolutely amazing. We have got some amazing guests lined up coming up. For example, Angry Anderson from Mad Max 3. We've got Kundalini from Mad Max 1. And we are talking to more and more people as we speak. I'm not sure what that beep was. So,
Am I back?
Are you back?
You are back. I can't see you.
Reconnecting.
It's just
Maybe
reconnecting.
dial him in new.
Let's have a look. So, Mechanised, a quick question. Who won the signed poster? Hey, you're back.
Well, I have to get the pod in a minute with the name.
Okay. So, you're back, Septic? He's gone again. Let's have a look. Okay, do you want to carry on, Septic, and just Mechanised, and just say who's won? Am I? Oh, okay. I'm a bit early with that.
We need Septic for that because.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me get the bucket.
Okay,
Am I back? Here we go.
Oh, he's.
Sound like it. Just need pictures.
Just turn the video on.
Am I back on this thing?
We can hear you. We can hear you. We can't see any video yet.
I'm getting hit with a storm right now.
Oh, right. Oh my god.
Whereabouts are you based?
Where am I based?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at the top of the state of California, Oregon, in the mountains.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my gosh.
35 miles from the closest town.
Well, at the moment
Jesus,
we don't have video, but
I'm
we
on
can
a
hear you. Yeah.
You know those crazy videos you see of guys like preppers
Oh my god.
and weird people like that? Yeah,
we're
that's
living
me.
next.
Oh my god.
That's fantastic.
Are you okay at the moment?
It's the best thing to do it now times.
Exactly? Is there a thunderstorm at the moment?
Yeah, actually, it's raining right now. We have a thunderstorm directly over us.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. Let's hope it doesn't flash. And
Okay,
then...
you are back, sir. You are back.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I live out in the mountains in a teepee.
I like
Mountain
that.
man.
Oh, how cool
I
is
like
that?
that tippy. That is so cool.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So where?
Yeah, here, I'll turn around.
That's impressive.
That is my view.
Oh, that
I
is
like your view. That is
beautiful.
fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's the best place to be in our times.
Definitely. So
At these times, absolutely. Come get me.
so as well as Wasteland Weekend, do you do any other festivals?
Most of the other festivals, me personally, I do everything from Renaissance fairs to organized groups. Like you've heard them mention the SCA.
Yeah.
It's called the Society of Creative Anachronisms, and it's basically it's a
thunderstorm.
no.
group
Yeah.
where you're. How do they put this? You're all person. Yeah, that's one thing. I also belong to another group called the Empire of Medieval Pursuit, and that's the same. It's a bastardization of the SCA, but I like the fighting a little
Yeah. Oh.
better. 'Cause,
Yeah.
besides that, I've delved into, but there's so many different words or names and organizations that do the same thing. It's full steel fighting, full armored fighting. So you just go on the internet and you look up steel fighting or rattan fighting or something like that. You're gonna find one of these groups.
Have you seen? It's actually been on TV. I think one of the associations did like full combat fighting. What was your opinion of that?
Yeah. Well, you could ask Beast. He was on that TV
I thought
show.
it was. I thought it was him actually. I recognise that guy, but I thought it can't be.
Yeah. So it's that one was as they said it was a little more intense than a lot of them are used to. But that's the style of fighting. That's just what we like to do. We like to get in the armor and tussle.
Guess who's
get out there
just
and
logging in? Guess who's just live online? Captain Timmy
We have
says hello.
Captain Timmy.
Oh,
Late, but he's here. Yay!
Yay.
And then a quick birthday shout out to Paul. Happy birthday, Paul.
Yeah, happy birthday, Paul Voodoo. So, also, Captain Timmy, if you want to send over a question for Septic, I can see he's
While
late.
you do, can I now put my hand into the pocket?
Yes, so we had over, initially when we had 500 subscribers to this channel, we were going to give away a Wasteland Weekend 10-year anniversary signed poster, but we shot past that and we're now on 1,300 subscribers. So Mechanized is going to select one.
Okay,
Sounds
hold
like
on.
a load of sweet wrappers.
It's not.
I like sweets.
Paper wrapper. Paper.
Paper.
And the winner is Wainima, which is Mama. Congratulations, Mama.
Round of applause, everybody. Well done. Awesome. So, Septic, I have a question for you, sir, from Jared, Mr. Wasteland. He asked, he was on last week, and he asked, how have you found it, the change from your first Wasteland to last year?
it's gotten bigger, better, and badasser.
Now, that's a T-shirt. That's got to be a T-shirt.
That's a
That is,
T-shirt.
yeah.
That's the slogan there.
Every year. I mean, the thing is wet. A lot of it's West too, man. Smash. Every year, Smash goes grandiose, and he brings more shit. We just need 4 freaking stakes and a rope. That's all we need. We just need to stay in here. Don't cross this line. We're good. But West keeps he keeps upping the ante and playing with the bigger cage and stuff like that. So it brings that professional aspect to the cage. If it weren't for Wes, we probably would just be a couple idiots in the sand over there beating the crap out of each other.
But it is such an attraction, as the people, as soon as just the lights go on, you can see all the people. Similar to the Thunderdome, they all come and are there. And it's just like the energy. And then the demolition dolls come and fire, and it's like...
The backs, it is theater. It's literally like theater.
Yeah.
Because the backside is complete chaos. All we do,
Well,
I've never really seen it from the other side.
Yeah. I must admit, and also thank you.
But I've never seen it from the other side. I've never seen it from the viewer side.
Right.
Uh-oh, did I lose you?
I did, and it's
Only
awesome.
briefly.
It's absolutely stunning, and also because we are such major fans of the Wasteland Gladiators, we've actually had you on stage with V2A. Is it 1 year or 2 years running?
Yeah.
Twice now,
I think
isn't
it's
it?
twice.
Twice. We've been on the stage twice.
It is
I think.
twice now, I think.
I think 2 years. But Timmy's been on there. Timmy's been able to get up there, 3 years
Yeah.
now?
Time, yeah, that's it. Timmy's on there 3 years. Since we've seen him, we sponsored him.
Yeah. Now,
He's such a character.
when we get up on the stage with you, I got to ask you all this. Can you feel that
Yeah.
The story behind it.
almost
It bounces.
There's got to be about a ton and a half of man flesh on that damn freaking the stage.
Well, we had Jared on last week, and he now makes restrictions because it's Kevin's aim to see how much weight the stage can take.
And because we're such fans of the Wasteland Gladiators and the War Boys, so a normal V2A gig, there's 50 odd people on the stage, and snow cannons.
Now, if that stage goes down, us gladiators are great because we got armor on. The rest of y'all fucked.
Oh well.
Oh, you're all right.
Well, we're so much fans that next year we are going to actually write your own Wasteland Gladiator song as well, because in honour of you guys, which we'll be playing on stage with you guys on stage with us again, because it's part of Wasteland now.
Will it have
You
and
can have
rainbows
whatever
in
you
it?
want, sir.
Gotta have
Rainbows?
Yep. And unicorns.
Whatever you want,
Unicorns.
you can have.
Little bit of poof,
I must admit, the first year when we had the Wasteland Gladiators on stage, it was brilliant. So I think we planned that we were going to get you on one of the songs, but I think Steph was backstage, who was going to try and help you direct you guys on. She got excited, got the wrong song. So I was on stage singing one of the songs, looked around, and then...
No,
sorry. Oh, was it you?
it's my... it was me giving
was
the
brilliant.
wrong
So
signal.
I was
was
not aware that the Gladiators were coming on that song. I thought they were coming on the song after, and I was singing. I just felt this whistle past my head, and it was one of your guys with one of the weapons. It was brilliant. Honestly, absolutely awesome. Massive fans of you guys. Absolutely amazing.
And Rose is online as well, and she says she has got a V2A chest protector as well. Because I think she was trained, because I fought her in the Thunderdome, and she told me that she was trained by you guys, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Well,
Oh, did
that's
I
our thing.
swear
Is
then?
once you
Sorry.
get us talking, we'll shut up. We'll kind of just show you this, that, and the other thing.
So at Wasteland, what's your favourite drink? Is there a certain kind of beverage that you're quite fond of? Oh, fair
Yes,
enough.
all of them.
Anything specific?
I'm a whiskey.
Right,
I'm
so
a
we just
whiskey
have to-
guy.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good choice.
Well, okay, scotches too. I'm a connoisseur of the good scotch, you might say.
Oh, then we
just,
know what to
just
bring
so
you
we know
next
what
year.
present to bring you over.
So, what is in your time at Wasteland? Is there a moment? Well, there's always a moment. Worst experience and best experience. So, what is your worst and what is your most memorable fun moment?
I kind of got a weird tradition that I like to do, and you'll usually find me doing it once or twice, but usually the first couple of nights when Wasteland's kicking off, you'll find me walking around at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning before everyone gets up, just walking around, taking in the sights and the sounds. It's like a magical hour for me. You're not dealing with the drunken crowds. Most people they're now turning in. They're having quiet time in their own camps.
Sorry,
And it just brings
I'm part of the bad ones.
it brings a reality to the whole experience that just can't be touched by anything else.
Yeah.
Mm. No, it is magic. That's true.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept that's been building up around it. It is an amazing thing. I mean, it's a 360-degree bring you all into the experience, and we're just happy that, or at least I'm happy that I can make money off the peasants. I'm just happy that I get to be part of it and walk around and bring something to the experience itself too.
Well, our photographer Stick, he likes as well the early morning shots, especially from the tour bus.
Yep. Trampoline on the roof. Love it. It's any time of day that place is amazing because there's always different denizens up. There's different light. There's different things to see. I agree with you. I haven't done 5. I've done, I think 4 o'clock I lasted till.
I think the only one I didn't do was 2012 because I freaked myself out so bad the end of the world was coming that I dug a hole and I sat in it.
Yeah.
So I didn't hit 2012, but I hit everything else. Yeah, before that and after that.
So on the fight schedule, then. So is the first fight is normally? Is it sort of like because now it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday now, isn't it? It's all.
Yeah, because Wasteland it's gone to 5 days. We spend a stupid amount of energy while setting up the cage, get everything ready. But the fights take a lot out of us because we're not no pro fights. We're not doing one fucking fight a night and then calling it good like some of these pussy boxers out there. But we're out there and we're trying to do 4 nights in a row, and the problem with that is we're tearing ourselves up too much. We're beginning to see injuries and sports injuries and things like that. And it's too trying. On top of that, it's kind of weird because our guys, when we show up, we're not all there on Thursday nights. Because we're coming from across the United States into Canada and every place else, we're kind of dipping in. Maybe a guy's going to be there Friday. Maybe another guy's only be there Saturday and Sunday. And so we're trying to work with everyone's schedules and get them in the ring. Generally saying, we only do about 2 fights a piece.
Yeah.
We have a one-on-one, and then we try to do a group fight with each other. But it all depends on the numbers of people and fighters we get in there too. We haven't been hugely populated over the years. I think the most we've had is maybe 8 fighters. We get a lot of guys that are, they're all gung ho and they want to be part of it and they want to get it. But when it comes to show day, they can't put the money where the mouth is. Yeah. They just there's always an excuse. The armor's not ready, or they haven't had a time, or something came up. And there's always some excuse that keeps them from getting in the cage. We also got a little bit of requirements too. We're not going to put just any idiot in the cage with us. Yeah. We want to make sure you know what you're doing, and that besides that you can be safe.
Yeah.
I've been in situations where we've tried out fighters and stuff like that, and we've had a guy pull a fucking real blade.
Flipping.
And it's just like that. That's a bad thing to do. They thought they would. I guess in their mind's eye, they saw something completely different. Then again, getting it in a cage with a man in armor from your foot to your head, that's about 350 pounds. Yeah, I guess that might warp your sense of reality a bit.
A little just like this.
Yeah, especially when you get whacked over the head. Can you remember the first time you got hit by an opponent? Was that
years ago? Actually, one of the first fights I got into I was back. I think it was 20 years old or something like that. I just turned 51, to give you an idea on age. But I was like 20, and I got on the field, and it's called a bleeding ass wrap.
Right.
And what he does, he starts from here, he throws it around, and the shot goes around the body and lowers, and it comes up right across the butt cheeks.
Oh,
okay.
My gosh.
Yeah, I wasn't wearing armor there.
Yeah.
It looked like my ass got ran over by a small train when the welts and the But yeah, getting hit by a stick, what it does is it gives you a contusion, and it'll raise the blood where it hits, so you'll get like a red stripe.
Like a welt, yeah.
The blood will slowly come in, and sometimes where you get smacked, it's an interesting bruise because the stick will hit you, and on both sides you'll get these lighter. They'll be lighter than the bruise, almost like a white color.
Yeah.
It looks like a miniature train ran across you.
What's the most amazing, impressive weapon that anyone's turned up with, apart from that stupid knife?
Good or bad?
Well, because some of the most impressive ones are just so unwieldy. You sort of see them and you think that it looks good, but it's going to be bloody hopeless.
Well, if I could say, my big shock.
No, go ahead.
No, the biggest shock moment was when we watched the fight and they came in with these chains and with the balls on, and I was like, no, they're not going to use that. And yes, shit, they're using it.
Yeah. The ball and chains we're using softballs and baseballs on the end of the ropes. We're braiding rope and putting baseballs on the end. The interesting thing about them is just like a real ball and chain, they're extremely unwieldy.
Yeah.
And when you do hit someone, that it straightens out and turns into an interesting strike. But some of the guys are having a hard time feeling them in our armor.
Right.
So you could just imagine how a real ball and chain must have really felt.
Yeah.
Because if they're having a hard time feeling a baseball at full tilt, smacking them in the back of the head, you have to think of the amount of damage that you would have to use to incur someone to stop them in full armor. And I think that's where the safety versus realism comes in.
Yeah.
Because you really, if we're
Oh, that's not very real.
I blame Captain Timmy.
What have you done, Captain?
That's why Captain fights with a tiny stick. That is one thing while we're waiting for SEPTIC to reconnect. Captain Timmy, who is the V2A warrior of the Wasteland, who is absolutely awesome, has for some reason the world's smallest weapon.
That's because we don't sponsor him.
Sounds wrong.
Yeah.
But Timmy, he's another master of our firewater, and he deserved to sleep in his armor. Because he needed it. I was just glad that he woke up again.
Well, he's agreed that as well.
Yeah. So everybody online, if you can give a big witness to Captain Timmy, who drank all the V2A firewater last year. And then poor old Rose had to carry him and all his armor.
Literally, he first drank drones, 1 liter.
Fully dressed in armor, in a Thunderdome, drinking with us. Yeah. I think, have we lost SEPTIC? Is he gone again? Well, this is, so we don't normally get, but to be fair, this is the first guest we've ever had in a teepee up a mountain in a thunderstorm. So that is amazing. Exactly. If everybody can do a big shout out of where they're from, and who's on it. I haven't seen much. Captain Timmy, Rosie.
I think I'm back.
Yes, yay!
Back.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Don't worry, SEPTIC. Yeah, do not worry. Everybody is online is highly in awe of you because you're in a teepee up a mountain in a thunderstorm. So all hell to you, sir. You are the coolest guy on the planet.
On mute. I'm on mute.
No, you're not.
No, I can hear you.
No, you're not on
Well,
mute.
people can't. People can't hear me.
Yes, they can.
It says they only can hear drone.
No, you're Enos.
Testing.
Hear everybody else, but the people can only hear drone.
No, you're on. I can see.
Can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
Excellent. Excellent.
Plausible deniability. No.
How is the thunderstorm, by the way?
Which we got Florida. Oh, splendid. All actually on together.
So, SEPTIC, how is the thunderstorm, sir? Is he still there?
He's gone. He's gone a bit like Kel's passion fruit gin.
Okay.
Oh,
Apparently it's evaporating rather quickly.
I think we will have to get him back on again sometime when there is not a thunderstorm.
Yeah. We must check the weather forecast when we get guests. I think coming up.
To be fair, we've never had somebody in a teepee.
it's back now.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yay!
Yay!
I have a picture or not.
Not at the moment,
Not
but
yet.
don't worry, we
Not
can
yet.
still hear you.
But keep your clothes on just in case.
Linda, so you are living in the middle of nowhere in a teepee. What are you doing when a bear comes? Would you wrestle him?
Is that working?
Yeah, you
Yep.
didn't hear me.
All right.
It's
No, we haven't got the picture yet.
yeah, it's just
You
coming.
haven't got
coming.
the
Just
picture
coming.
yet.
Yeah, so because you live in a teepee in the middle of the wild, as Mechanized said, do you get any scary wildlife?
I'm the scary wildlife out here.
Well, that is true. Is there any other scary wildlife?
The scariest thing I got was a neighbor's cow got in.
You're cow wrestling.
It was a cow, yeah. And I heard this big noise stomping around. So I go outside and
Oh,
I get my
shit.
flashlight on and I just saw this big kind of caramel
Face.
orange thing. I thought it was a fucking Bigfoot. I took a step back, waiting for my eyes to accumulate to the and realized it's sideways was
Oh my gosh.
that's the biggest scariest thing to get out. You may bear, but bears are stop. Some of the things you'll get are that's out of me.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
would
don't
he
like-
attack? Would he attack?
Oh, are you still there?
Yeah, mute.
No, you're
So- On a,
yeah, you're still there.
I said, are they vicious? Are they attacking?
Skunks will give you a wide berth if you give them a wide berth. They really, they don't want to be bugs, and you don't want to bug them.
Okay,
Most-
no, I would like
Most
to
of
bug
the
him.
wildlife you run into, that's just how they are. They're not really there to bother you. They're just looking around. They're attracted to smells like the food and any waste material you have.
Okay,
And so they're just looking for they're looking for food.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you scare them, then that might be it. I think the worst scariest animal I got is this guy right here.
Oh, we can't see him.
Oh no!
We have no pictures. We only have your sound at the moment.
Oh, I don't have a picture.
No?
No,
How do
no.
I get that fixed?
Go
I
on
don't know.
camera.
Let me. No, those are pictures.
I think we
Video.
would definitely have to have you
Is that working?
back on again at some other point when there is no thunderstorms and stuff. So a quick question: out of all the Mad Max films, what is your favourite Mad Max film, and what is your favourite character from the films?
One of my favorites has got to be Road Warrior. And I think that's because I grew up with it.
Yeah.
I would come home from high school every day, and I would put Road Warrior on and watch the first 15 movie and turn it off. I've always been kind of I like the Mad Max character. I've always been kind of pulled to that loner, anarchist type that's just out for himself. That's the one character that I seem to most gravitate towards.
Yeah. So with
Just kind of taking care of yourself out there in the waste.
with your armor, what is your armor look like? Your design, because all the different gladiators look so completely different. Can you explain what your armor looks like?
Well, I tend to go more towards the American football pads.
Yeah.
And I wear the plastics up on the shoulders. And when I first started doing it, I have what's known as a gladiator sleeve, and I was made out of some heavy leathers.
Wow.
I use a lot of my historical kit, and then I add to it to combine it and hide things.
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to find words to describe. I'm wearing junk. I'm wearing junk, and I'm praying to God that it doesn't fall off when someone's swinging as hard as they can towards my head.
How do you
Depleted armor.
how do you attach some of the stuff on? Because you're hit with actual weapons. Like normally on post-apocalyptic armor, you've got used cable ties or rivets to bolt stuff on.
Yeah.
But because you're actually being whacked
yeah.
with a bit of wood.
Yes, you use all of it. You do.
Yeah, right.
You spit a little bit of spit and vinegar and hope and pride. that it stays on, because I mean, I've used for the Wasteland Apocalyptic stuff, I have a tendency to use like a wire with the plastic coating, but that snaps.
Right. Yeah.
I've used little bits and pieces of rope, little bits and pieces of that I've tied it on with. I probably shouldn't be wearing some of the stuff that I'm wearing, but I feel that I've been doing this long enough that I know how to protect myself out there.
Yeah.
With experience, you can get away from certain aspects of it too. The main thing that I do wear, that's the priority armor that I wear a gambeson underneath everything.
Yeah.
And that's that green thing I've been wearing in the video so far.
Yep.
It's got chainmail up on the shoulders. It's a padded. It's made out of old what's the word I'm looking for? Military gear. Cold weather. It's a cold weather gambeson that they wear for in cold weather. And so I stitched it together. I've held it on with pieces of leather. Whenever it rips out, I just put something else on there. And it's about a half-inch thick of material, actually.
Wow.
And it's the padding that you're setting up a plate. So the trauma goes to the plate, but that trauma still will travel through the plate.
Yeah.
So you need to catch it with something, and that's what stops the actual damage. It's wearing a gambeson underneath it. That's what distributes the shock.
Shock impact. Wow.
The impact.
It's
a weird. I don't recommend wearing what I wear, but I do it anyway.
What about neoprene? Is that quite common underneath?
Neoprene, a lot of time you can see it inside. You'll put we'll glue that inside the elbow cups, knee cups, and some of the bigger plate pieces. But neoprene works pretty good too. But it has that bit of a spongeness to it that they'll absorb the impact from the shots. Good material. Good material.
I'm conscious of time. We have the Thunderdome and Never Ever Ever and the cheese.
So on the Thunderdome, the way this works, Septic, every week we have a Thunderdome, and we pick two sort of fictitious characters to fight.
What? Fictitious?
Well, made up fantasy characters. That's probably the best way. So the way this works is we will assign one to yourself, and Skelly will have the other one, and then you have 30 seconds to explain to the audience why they should vote for your fighter, why your fighter's going to win. Does that make sense?
I think it does.
Okay. Don't worry.
Just fight him with words.
Yeah, don't worry. We confuse everybody with this. So the fighters we have a grudge match actually tonight. We've got Captain Kirk against Captain Picard. Okay. So Septic, you will have Captain Kirk. Skelly, you are going to have Captain Picard. So are you?
Damn it.
Are you ready, Septic? You've got 30 seconds to convince the audience why they should vote for Captain Kirk. And go.
Captain Kirk. Well, let's see. He's a bomb diggity guy with the babes.
Well, that's it. That'll
Captain
do.
Greeny woman. Come on, don't see the. He's a babe magnet. That's what he is. That's what he does. He's the Kirk. He is the man. I don't know.
I think your opening line was a winner. That's got to be a T-shirt.
That was like a one punch.
That was a one punch, like almost KO. That is. Nobody was expecting that.
One Bidley what?
I don't know. I made it up.
It was brilliant.
I like it.
Absolutely. Well, round of applause there for Septic. That was a one punch. That was a heavy punch. Okay, Skelly, for more of a flurry of punches on the way back. Captain Picard, are you still there, Skelly?
I am.
Okay, Captain Picard, why he should win.
Are you ready?
Go.
Okay, well, he's from the future, so he's had time to scout all of Kirk's previous moves. He's had time to do all his homework. And if you recall, the last time they were on screen together, it was Kirk ended up dead. So the over actor will be outdone by the proper Shakespearean actor. So make it so.
Whoa!
Get in there.
Well,
Get in.
Well, people.
Oh, we're talking actors now.
I know he's talking thespians and actors now.
It was like boom.
So, guys, you have to the end of the show to vote either Captain Kirk for Septic or for Captain Picard for Skelly? And that was a great fight.
Can I just say Captain Timmy's voted for Captain Timmy?
Yeah, Captain Timmy, you can't vote for yourself. Oh,
Now that's all I'd watch.
Captain Kirk.
Start on the bridge. It's Captain Timmy, boldly going.
Is there any Septic? Is there any fighter that you think, oh God, not him?
Oh, he can't say that live.
Apart from Timmy.
How much do
The
you
funny thing is every single fighter I get on the field with, you know, I don't know how the other fighters feel in their head, but every single one that I get on the field with, there's a bit of a fear.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're fighting. You don't know what you're getting into every time you get out there. You may have studied them a bit. You may know them, but every fighter you get on the field with is a danger.
Yeah.
And you need to be ready for it, and you need to accept the fact that you may screw up something and they may own you at any time.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's an old Taekwondo thing. Always assume your enemy is dangerous and never underestimate it.
I've got that feeling when I go on stage.
Yeah.
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 No, you
No,
don't know
no,
what is waiting out there.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know how they perceive you and how this whole show will go. So yeah, I've got that at every show.
And I must admit, from
an old friend of mine said the way he put it is the day you stop fearing to get in the ring is the day you should not get in the ring.
Yeah.
yeah. I must admit, even from our side watching, when the beast goes in, I am scared for the opponent.
Oh, he's a big boy. Yeah.
He scares the crap out of me.
He tossed
He's
me
an
around like a
he's an
freaking little
industrial
rag doll,
unit.
and I'm pushing 300
Oh
pounds.
my God.
Jeez.
People don't realise how big the fighters are with all the armour on. We've stood next to them as they sort of rumble past into the cage, and it is a scary, scary thing. It's like, you know, all hail to you guys in there. It's as well as putting on a show and fighting and wearing, you know, 50 kilograms worth of armour. Just the actual. Do you get? So you've got the nerves, but do you study each fighter? Do you have like a, you know, they're not very good at this, or they're right-handed?
There are guys in the game that do that. They will study their opponents. They will do that. I adhere to kind of a different thing. I just want to walk out there and put myself to a test.
Mm-hmm.
I'm testing myself against a new fighter, and if I walk out and I win the fight, hey man, kudos to me. I did good. If I lose the fight, maybe I'll learn something or two and block that better next time. But you know, I approach it kind of from a different avenue than most do. I know guys that they'll videotape all the fighters and go back and review that videotape and study their opponent.
UFC
I think that's
fight.
cheating. Yeah, I think that's kind of cheating because I'm an old oi boy way back in the day, and And the funny thing is you know, fights. I get in fights constantly in the different stages and things like that, and you never know what you're going to get into. You just know if you're going to walk away from it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just to me, this is a lot safer than getting in a fight down in the bar nowadays.
And also, I think it works so well with the referee because it's good for the audience because it's sort of. It's you know, when somebody's knocked to the ground, they stop the fight, and people can cheer for, you know, it's easier for the audience to watch and know what's going on. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the referee, we can slow the fight down. Most of these fights are less than a minute long.
Yeah.
If you watch these fights, they're just boom, boom, boom. They're done, man. You step out there, you start throwing stick, you're gonna knock the guy down. It is amazing on how fast fights go for. So the referee and all the other bling that we put out there is basically to slow it down and make it last longer.
Yeah.
That's what all the dancers on, the dolls out there. This is all the hoopla that we need to make these fights look like real fights and get them out there and get some interest into them. If not, you're dealing with maybe 6 minutes of fights and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, Timmy's just said he's gone in for the surprise. And we know that.
Is there any sort of betting or anything backstage between the fighters? Do you have like a pot of, you know, anything that the winner of the festival's going to get or something?
Yes, no, I've tried for years to get betting. I guess there's some offside betting going on through the gambling hall that they have there, or I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
I think they put odds on it.
I've been Casino.
I've been trying to get them to put odds onto the fighters and bring some betting into it. I think that would be just next level
for bottle tops.
Yeah.
Just to bring the goof in there too.
I think.
Yeah,
Because,
that would be ace. That's a really good idea. Actually.
Have you ever thought of is there Wasteland Gladiator bottle tops, or do the gladiators have their own bottle tops?
I think we try. It's. I got to really think on this one. I think we made some bottle openers.
Yeah.
Or what are they called? The little tags you wear, the military tags.
Dog tags. Yeah.
Well,
tags.
we did some military tags, but none of us have really gotten around to making some of the gladiator caps. I think I did last year, but I ordered the minimum amount. I think it was like only 150, so those were out and gone in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's one of those things. It's when you're prepping to go to this, there's so much else going on for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting ready for Wasteland. I'm coming off of 2 Ren fairs, another couple events, and then just turn around, jump into a car, head down there, and a lot of stuff escapes. Yeah. It's how it is. It's all that last minute prep stuff, and we just it seems over the last course of the years we always been forgetting are the caps. I mean, there's a bit of a cost that goes into it. I think each and every one of us, besides the ticket in there, it is, we're probably throwing around another $500 out of a fight.
Yeah.
Armor maintenance, and that's never pretty. That's penny. There's hauling it out there, the gas of the vehicle, everything just to get out.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a cost, but it's turned into it's more than a gig. It's an act of love. We love going out there and smacking it around and being a hero for the day. Everyone likes to be a hero.
Yeah.
We get to go play a hero in the sand for a day,
And also it's an honor when you join us on stage as well, because for the song that you're on stage with us, it's your show. Everybody's seen you fight, but it's nice for you all to be on stage, with your armor and the weapons and getting some feedback from the crowd as well. When you can actually take time and enjoy it.
I'm so damn short, I can never see in front of the damn war boy in front of me.
Right. We'll have words for the
We'll have words.
Pushy
That's
bunch,
our army.
bunch they are.
have to get a bucket to stand on. I'm all a whole whopping 5'5". I'm not a tall guy.
Well, if we can put you on the drummer's bass next time.
Yeah, put the drum riser.
Yeah.
I think with the Wasteland Gladiators, because it's becoming more and more popular, and literally there is like about 8 to 10 people deep. At some point, we're going to need some sort of like a stand.
Staging.
Yeah, sort of like
beaches.
just so more people can see it, because literally it's packed.
Wes was actually thinking about throwing around that idea. He was thinking of throwing the cage up onto the back of a truck or something like that.
Oh wow!
The whole thing comes down to it's finance, money, and transport.
Yeah.
Because I mean that guy, Jesus Christ! I mean, he puts out a huge amount of money to get this stage going.
It's a lot of kit to get out there, isn't it? To haul out there.
It's an entire. And
you have to store it. You have to store it somewhere.
Yeah. So it's bringing that aspect of the whole thing. I would love to try to help them out a little bit of cash we have in the past, but it's difficult. There's only because we're putting a large expense of ourselves to get out there to the event. There's it's expensive all around, and then when you're trying to kick someone else some money, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We've been throwing some ideas around of like passing a can around and trying to. Hopefully the can won't get eaten. We are talking about
eaten.
Well, it looks like Captain Timmy wants to be on the drum rider with you.
He can hold me up. He can throw me on his shoulders.
So I reckon it's definitely worth getting one of the demolition girls or 2 of the demolition girls to go around with a hat to collect. It's got to be worth it, because the show you guys put on, and it's not just a show; it's the physical punishment.
It's amazing.
Yeah, because I mean the thing is we do set up the arena, we help it out, but the main thing, West, I don't think West understands how much we appreciate him sometimes, but it is what he does, what he's brought to the Gladiators is, he's brought the theater.
Yeah.
We're just a bunch
He's
of
brought
dumb
the
guys
stage.
out to smack each other in the head.
Yeah.
We're the baseball team. He's bringing the amphitheater.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And it's so tough because we're not a big group like some of the other what are they called, the gangs that are out there, and the
tribes.
the tribes
and stuff. Yeah.
Some of these tribes are 60, 70 people deep.
Yeah.
We're just a handful of guys, and we're always changing. We're always kind of switching around. We may get like 4 or 5 other helpers out there, but yeah, this is all. The whole reason we exist is because the passion that comes out from the minimum amount of guys out there is just it overwhelms a lot of what other people can bring to the game, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm stumbling
I think
for words.
one thing about the videos, that they don't show actually the size of that battle cage, because they're all shot from sort of ground height. I've never seen anything from up on like the go-go dancers platforms. But if you see it in the daytime with nobody in there, it's bloody massive.
8 walls, and each wall is about 10 feet long. So I think we're about 30 feet inside the diameter. Right. And they're 8-foot panels. Plus, you have the entrance cage that comes in, and he's been bringing a lot more too, because we've been having to we've been requested to hide off the backstage. Yeah. And so, but it's said and done. I mean, it's an amazing construction bits, but
as you said, it can't be just a cheap bit of fencing. It's got to be solid enough to take 300-pound guys ramming against it and not falling over and squashing the people who are watching, which would be rather embarrassing.
Each panel we're connected to each other, and so we create a kind of a double octagon. Yeah. And then each corner, we got about a 5-foot piece of rebar that we hammer into the ground that holds that thing into the ground. Right. They're attached at each cage piece has got 3 attachment points that lock itself together. So once you get the thing locked in there, it won't move. Yeah. And we're point in cases, you got 5 guys in full armor smacking against the wall, and it's not moving or falling on and crushing the audience, because that would be a shame, wouldn't it?
It's a little bit. And the floodlights high up in the air.
Yeah, and then the floodlights,
the cost of the generator and all that.
Yeah, it's an expensive deal, and we're might be. I don't know how to remedy that. That's one of the things I just don't know how to remedy.
Yeah. Your show is remediate.
Jared, I need a help. I need a hand. Jared, you listening?
But also, what we will do as well, maybe we'll see if we can pull together, if anybody's after some Wasteland Gladiator t-shirts from the tribe, and we can get like a mass order sent over to the UK in one box, and then we separate it out and send them over. Split it from this end
to support you,
because that will help.
Support the Gladiators.
I'm a wholesaler, so I can, everything else that covers my wholesale, everything else can go to profit. Cut you guys in too.
No, we just
don't want anything. We just want to support
you guys because you are literally awesome. As I said, we are massive fans.
You're making my head swell.
Well, on that note, let's do like never have I ever.
Go on then, Mechanized.
Who's that about?
You've got to explain it first.
Okay, never have I ever. So you've got 2 choices. It's a 50-50 chance that you get it right. So I give you 2 answers. One of them is right and one of them is wrong. So I give my options. So number 1, have I ever supported a Sex Pistol? Or number 2, did I ever shot a 9mm pistol?
I'm going to go with support a Sex Pistol.
Okay, let's see what the audience say.
Okay, audience, you've got to the end of the show, which is possibly about 10 minutes away. Get your votes in. Was it supporting a Sex Pistol or firing a
9mm pistol?
Oh, 9mm pistol. Oh my gosh.
Very detailed.
So, SEPTIC, a quick question, sir. So, when you're not fighting, what do you like to do at Wasteland? Is there anything else apart from drinking and
so when
hitting
I'm
each
not
other?
fighting, I'm sitting ass in my shop trying not to sweat to death.
Oh, impossible.
Daytime, that
so
is.
What kind of stuff does your...
I've got 2 spots. Either I'm going to the cage or I'm coming from the cage.
Right. What does your shop sell?
Yeah, I don't get out much. What do I sell? You go to the Wasteland Wear and see what I sell. But besides T-shirts and bandanas, I do a lot of apocalyptic artwork, from stuff that you wear to some of the fake weapons to God. The thing I've been doing that's been selling the most is I actually make little tin cans with stickers that we put onto them that are apocalyptic stickers and stuff for cups.
And they're looking amazing because we've been at your shop. So yes, stunning.
And it's always changing. It's hard for me to lock down on whatever it is because as an artist, it's like, I don't know what one day is going to bring from one day to the next day, but so it's always changing, but it's been going great. Been having fun doing it, but damn, it is work because we get out there. I get out there. I set up our main shop. Then it's running down to the cage, setting that up the best I can. Then it's running back home to the shop. I get maybe 4 hours of sleep, and then it's open shop up, running. And we're open 24/7 the way we run it because if you shut down, sometimes sticky fingers come around.
Unfortunately.
And so, besides, you're not even including the full 24-hour drive it takes to get down there. It's exhaustion seems to be the main thing you're dealing with when you get out to Wasteland. So, but you get out there, set up the shop, and then when we have a point we start gauging it. When the sun starts dropping, there's a certain hill that the sun will crest, and that is our timing. That's when we know to get our ass to the cage. Because
that's what Timmy always says.
That's what Captain Timmy always says. Yeah, he hasn't got a clue what time of day it is.
Oh, the sun's going down. I have to go to the cage now.
We've tried clocks, we've tried watches. It never works. It's when the sun appears over that peak. Get your ass in armor to get to the cage. That works.
That is so good.
And I think.
Well, then again, we get ahead a lot.
Yeah.
So you gotta make it easy.
But also, haven't the way that Wasteland, since we've been going there for sort of the last 4 years, it's got so much bigger now because we park out right at the RV blockade, and now walking.
Of the stuff.
It's about half a mile.
We need to. It's been driven around. I can't walk.
And now Bill's not there with his Cadillac.
Yeah, once we started, we could throw a baseball and go from, basically from one end of the site to the other end of the site. That was it.
Yeah, exactly. And now you walk forever. You drive forever.
It is. It's hard to find words for it. What it is, it's really neat that it's a apocalyptic thing because theme because I dig that. If it was a Ren Fair, I don't think I'd go as I don't think I'd play as hard as I do.
Yeah.
If it was one of the other organizations, well, fucking Wasteland, man. It's fucking Wasteland. It's a goddamn dream.
I never ever done actually is going onto the hill. So that's something next year when I go, I will go, and just overlook all Wasteland.
That's overrated. That means you gotta walk.
I can't walk
anyway. About walking.
Yeah, I get some bike or something.
Yeah, that's. I started bringing my motorcycle out there specifically because that damn site's got so freaking huge now.
Yeah, that's it. I'm thinking of buying one and then get it brought there.
Mine comes with an engine.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I buy one and get it there. I don't want to. I'm not that kind of person.
Okay, well, I'll make you an offer. You hit me up. Shop during the daytime. I'll jump on the bike, throw you on the back, and we'll cruise out there.
Why didn't I ask?
There you go.
God damn!
Yes.
God damn! We missed that one.
Can I get sloppy seconds?
That's horrible.
Let's not talk about that.
Sorry about that.
Let's not talk about that.
That's what comes of half a bottle of wine.
Have you ever done the?
You've got to get out to see the memorial.
Have you ever done the
memorial to the?
Have you ever done the car truck thing? Where the
I got to do. I got to use one of Jesus, the God of the Wasteland. The hell's his name? Ron. I got to drive one of his vehicles once, and that was fun to do.
Wow.
So I got loaned that little blue car that has the howitzer on the back.
Yeah,
so I got to drive that one. That was a blast.
Wow. But we go on the car cruise with the War Boys, and it's amazing.
Yeah, there's just something about driving it like 3 miles an hour that just
That's the only
I know.
downside. Yeah.
Well, the first or the second Wasteland when we got out was Matt, and he had this buggy, and I just actually recovered from a really serious accident. and then he took me out, and I think he throttled it till the end, and I was like, okay, I didn't die yet, but I will now. I just see this smoke coming up, and we were flying down. It was still on the old side, not on the new side we are now. And I thought that would have been my moment. Moment of death.
That was fast. That was ridiculous. That's the fastest I've ever been in a buggy on sand. Ever.
Yeah, I think it was before Wasteland opened. Wes came in. I jumped in the back of his truck, that big giant truck. He's got the big shooty thing out the back.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're driving down that thing, we kind of just get out of the border area, and he punches a little bit, and he hits this dip. And when we stop, I'm like, "You son of a bitch! You tried to shake me out of there, didn't you?" And he's grinning from ear to ear because he went a little faster than he probably should have. But he got out. He's like, "You bent my gun." He had that big howitzer thing in the back, and I was gripping on so damn hard. I'm trying not to fall out. I think I bent it almost like 20 degrees. So he had to go back and fix that thing.
Absolutely awesome.
Oh, good times. Honestly,
Tony wants clarification as to whether this you supporting a Sex Pistol was a music or marital aid. That was Captain Timmy's idea.
Oh dear.
Obviously, a marital aid.
But Tony wanted clarification.
This conversation's going right down the hill, isn't it?
But it was Captain Timmy. It was not Tony. Captain Timmy.
Oh yeah, but Tony wanted clarification.
There you go, Tony. There you go.
So what kind of just quickly going back to a question because I've actually got another one. What is your favourite weapon in when you're fighting, gladiatorial wise?
I usually gravitate towards a glaive, and glaive is or basically a long stick, like 5 foot or so. I'm a short guy because I'm short. I'm fighting these beasts out there that are 6'4", 6'5", and I need the length of the weapon because they're literally taking their sidearm and can touch me on the head. Yeah. So I've got to find something to keep them at a distance so they can't close on me. Because like last year we had what's his name out there, the feral dog guy. God damn it, he's gonna kill me later. I forgot his name, but he got a hold of me, and he's me at his age. He's like barely 24, 25. I'm twice his age now. And, he got a hold of me, and he was just tossing me and throwing me around the ring like, no tomorrow. My thing is I had to keep him at a distance. So I like the longer weapon, so I can do that. The other weapon that I actually enjoy using is the ball and chain. Yeah. I like that ability to, have it. It's like using something with an extra joint. So it reaches around and wraps around things really good.
Do you fight with a shield? Do you go for a shield, or do you just go for a two-handed?
I usually use two-handed weapons. I'm not a big shield player. It's a height thing. I've just discovered that, I'm more of a guy that would use a Dane axe, with a long axe or a longer weapon like that. I can put more force into it, and I can do a lot of stranger things that I'm capable of doing with the weapon that I can't do. I pick up a shield and I hurt myself. Yeah, I'm just notorious. I don't want to hide behind a shield.
No. It's encouraging people to hit you if you've got a shield, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's kind of hit the shield, but that's the name of the game. You're using that shield. You're waiting for them to throw the shot. It's a deflective shot, and then you react to that, and you try to outgun them basically because their first shot went into that shield. Wow. Yeah, it's just a different fighting style. I'm more of a berserk. I just kind of run out there and do stupid stuff with stupid things.
I've seen martial art kicks. I've seen sort of wrestling, takedowns. Mm-hmm. Is there any rules?
Yeah, we do have rules. There is a lot of rules. Well, let me take that
back. Loose rules.
There are rules, but it's just like, don't body slam your buddy when he's on the ground. Yeah. We try to stay away from arm bars and things where you're going to snap somebody's arm or if you're gonna twist or rip a joint or something like that.
Oh,
Other than that, yeah, because I mean, the danger is like judo. If you bring judo into this, you can put the guy, or like Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, a little bit of my history is, you can take a guy and tie him into a knot.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't look good on the field. It's not what we're going for.
Yeah.
We used to do a lot of ground fighting, where you take the fight to the ground, and we've kind of moved away from it because it looked like two guys trying to hump each other.
Yeah.
And you really don't want to see that.
No, you don't. No.
So we use the cage as the ground.
Yeah.
So we say, if you're gonna rather than take the guy to the ground, take him to the cage, plant him up against that cage, and then throw your knee shots in there, throw your elbow strikes, throw some punches in there. Fight off of the cage, not off the ground.
See, that's where your photographer's places get a bit scary. I've been right up against it, trying to take some photos, and these guys come slamming towards us. Oh, for Christ's sake! Bang! It is scary.
You're safe. You got chain link, right?
Yeah, that's it. Just get your armor on, Mark. Just get your armor on.
But that chain link moves by about a foot. Bloody scary. They're solid units, those guys.
Adapt and overcome, man.
Exactly.
or run away. Run away.
How have you seen? Have you seen how the actual fighting styles changed from your initial, when you first started at Wasteland to now? How it's progressed and how certain things don't work and certain things do, or martial arts have come into it, etc. Is there anything that you've seen personally that you think? Like with MMA, when it first started off, it wasn't that great, whereas now everybody's more into it.
What I've always seen is keep your feet on the ground. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you really want to do because you hit the foot with a freaking baseball bat. That hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you lift your foot off the ground to put yourself into a position where you're going to try to kick somebody, you're off balance, and you know what? The kick is not going to do what you think it's going to do. You're thinking you're going to be all Bruce Lee out there, kung fu and all that shit. And what happens is you put yourself in a position where the guy steps in and he's going to plant you on your ass because you're off balance. Yeah. You're dealing with armored combat. Armored is different than going flesh to flesh.
Yeah.
It does not have the same effect. We have one guy. He is Muay Thai was really getting into. The chef is.
I love Muay
the chef.
Thai.
Yeah.
And he liked to bring a lot of the kicks into it, and they worked for the first shot. But then you go, oh, okay. As soon as you raise your leg, you can try to kick me. You'd step into that kick, and you could grab onto it and push him back into the cage.
Yeah.
And he's now at a bad position.
Yeah.
It's just so kicks generally don't work. Keep your feet on the ground. Keep your center of gravity low too. Some of the new fighters, you'll get them. They come up top heavy. They're raising really tall, really high, and they think that they're going to be able to throw higher than you. I'm like I said, I'm only 5'5", but when I get out there, my fighting stance drops me down probably closer to 4 feet.
Yeah.
Because I drop way down, get our balance really, really down low, and that seems to be a benefit towards me because when I get these big guys coming at me, they're no longer running into a smaller person that they just ran into a rock.
Yeah, totally.
They've got to push that out of the way.
And I think,
but that comes with learning and trying different roles and over.
Yeah.
Doing martial arts enough. Goddamn kid.
Wow.
So I'm coming into it doing that, and I've learned a lot doing the armored combat. But the same thing too is when I get it, I've been into a couple of scuffles, and I've always kind of found it funny because. I get the last scuffle I got into. I was getting gas at a gas station, and the guy I did not know I took his gas pump apparently because his name wasn't on it.
Oh, right.
And this kid,
Mr. Shell,
gets out of the car and he's beating his chest and he's calling me names and he's trying to throw down, and the only thing I could do was laugh.
Yeah.
It was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm sitting there laughing at this kid because I was just like, he's acting like a monkey, and his girlfriend grabs him in the car, shakes her head, and they take off.
Oh my God!
I think also maybe she remembered you. Like, get in the fucking car. Let's get
Oh
on.
my God! Yeah.
I tail it.
So yeah, it's most of the fighters that we're getting in the ring have they have a background behind them. Wes came from an MMA background, and then he started getting the armor. Right now, he's also doing for fun Battle of the Nations, and Battle of the Nations is live still fighting.
Oh, wow.
Simon or the Beast, same thing. He came from the SCA, did that for years, and then moved into doing the live still fighting. So the thing he Beast or Simon he's awarded. I mean, he's gotten freaking medals for going to the Battle of the Nations.
Yeah.
You know, he's not no push down. This guy knows what he's doing out there. He's an amazing athlete. And we've just been bringing more in over the years. A lot of us have backgrounds in like the simpler games, the SCA and stuff like that. Even though it's a one hit, one shot, one kill type of. Where you get that shot in.
Yeah.
So hands-on martial arts, learning how to fight comes into play a lot. So, and that's most of our background. Caveman. Caveman's a fun guy. He's the other kind of skinny guy out there.
Yeah.
I think his nose busted up pretty good the year before last and had bloodstream. But
oh my God.
Bit messy.
It's because it went into his face when he got popped.
Yeah.
So he split. But Caveman, he's got a professional wrestling background.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, actually,
Patrick is doing judo, isn't you, Patrick? And wrestling?
Doing what now?
Patrick does kung fu, don't you, Patrick?
I do.
You like your wrestlers, though, don't you?
And wrestling, he loves.
Aficionado.
I watch everything.
I practice more of the Irish kung fu. So fuck you.
Oh, that was from Glasgow.
See you.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing of whatever we do out there, it's the ability to understand you're going to get hit and to be able to take a shot.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to go in there understanding that you're going to get knocked around. And if you're okay with that, like Captain Timmy, fucking excellent at that, because he gets thrown around that ring like he's a damn professional.
Yeah.
And,
but he loves it.
He's got a very low center of gravity,
Yeah,
about sort of 6 inches off the floor.
I wouldn't want to get in a real fight with Captain Timmy. He scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, definitely. He's an absolute legend. The first time we ever met Captain Timmy, he was wearing a onesie. Was it a bunny rabbit onesie or something? It was.
And he got that bear. What's the bear's name?
The bear.
Come on, Captain. What's the bear's name?
The bunny. It was the bunny rabbit with the mask onto it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and he had a onesie on and an umbrella, and he went, "Hey guys, I'm a Wasteland Gladiator," and we were like, "What?"
Right.
Did I say we get hit in the head a lot? Right, I did say that.
And because of that, being from the UK as well, we always support the underdog. That's why Captain Timmy is our guy. He's an awesome guy. He's absolutely amazing fun. He's got the heart of a lion.
That's his big superpower. He fakes you into thinking he's an underdog. That guy's been doing it as long as I have, if not longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes it look good, he says.
Definitely. The only reason I say he's the underdog is literally he's half the size of a lot of the other fighters. Yeah. Literally half the size.
Most of us shit bigger.
Oh my God! Is there anybody you would like to do a shout out to, sir?
You know what? Just all my buddies out that I haven't seen. It's just say hi to everybody. I miss y'all. Miss your faces.
Yay.
Definitely. I think we all feel like that at the moment with the lockdown, etc. So we're just coming.
Yeah,
Bye, Lila.
Bye, Whisper.
No, I'm gonna shut up. I was gonna talk about that. I'm not allowed to talk about that.
No, we don't.
So, yeah, exactly. Mark, Stig, do we have who won the actual Celebrity Thunderdome? Was it Captain Kirk or was it Captain Picard?
Well, Captain Timmy made a bit of a run towards the end.
Yeah.
Kirk started
Captain
off well.
Timmy, he's not even in it. Yeah,
Kirk started off well, but he couldn't boldly go as well as Captain Picard did. So I'm afraid Captain Picard's won.
Yeah.
Well done, Pat.
Round of applause.
Engage.
Well done.
But
Congratulations. Well done.
Well done. Well done, Skelly. A nice win there. But well done, SEPTIC, as well, with your one punch out of the gate. That was brilliant. We're going to have to play.
I think you did peak a bit early, I must admit.
We're going to have to play this back and put that on a T-shirt or a bottle top. That is.
Can't remember what I said. I'll have to fucking listen to the podcast later.
It was inspirational. It was that good. It stunned everybody. Everybody was just completely amazed. Okay, so now then, Septic, on the Never Have I Ever, down to Mechanized. So Mechanized, what was the two choices again, please?
Well, one was supported a Sex Pistol, or did I shoot? Which is not a marital aid. Well, maybe not.
Oh dear.
And then shot a 9mm pistol.
How many millimeters?
9
an 18mm pistol.
So Septic, sir, which do you believe is the truth?
What do I believe is the truth?
Yeah.
I think I said the sex pistol thing.
Sex Pistol thing.
Okay.
Stig, do we have an answer from the audience?
Well, Septic joins Whisper Nathan, Captain Timmy, Martin and others in being correct. Tony, you got it wrong. Naughty Tony.
Okay, so Mechanized, would you like to explain?
Yeah, actually, nearly, I would say a year ago it was, when we co-headlined a festival down in London called Camden Rocks. And we actually supported Glenn Matlock, which is, who was in the Sex Pistols. So it was really a great night, fun night, and it was really good honor. So, yeah, supported the Sex Pistol.
Hey.
My theory behind that was the same thing. You know, she's in the music business.
Yeah.
You get to do that punk rock thing. You're probably going to know a Sex Pistol, and you're in Europe. You're not allowed to have a pistol.
Exactly.
There is that. We don't. No, we don't need them.
We don't.
We need sex.
You
We
got
need the
kung
pistol.
fu on it, huh?
Yeah, more of the sex, less of the pistol. So,
Well, you need a pistol to have
Yeah,
sex.
make love, not war. Oh.
so a quick question, sir, before we start heading off. Septic, will you and the Wasteland Gladiators do us the honour and come on stage with V2A next year at Wasteland Weekend, sir?
Yeah, if you get stage large enough to support our fat asses, yeah.
Awesome.
Hold on, before we log off, we have like the cheese not done yet.
The cheesy cheese.
Have we got time for cheesy cheese?
I'm not sure.
We have time.
Do we?
A minute.
No cheese before bed, you'll have nightmares.
Yeah, we'll leave the
It's
cheese
all
till
right.
next week. We haven't had a chance for everything else. So,
Oh, now she's
is there,
cheesed off.
so,
It's been hot out.
Me-
Got some
Oh,
cheese.
no.
Mechanized, is there anything you'd like to say to anybody before we go?
Hold on.
Oh, she's gone.
That's it.
My little war pup wants to wish you all the best. And seriously, don't fight. Be happy that we are all healthy and stay healthy. And, you know, everything we've seen this week really upset me. Seeing all my friends and being in danger and everything what's going on. And I don't will mention, because I shouldn't mention what's going on in the world, because we don't talk about it, because it's a happy show. But please all stay safe.
It's
We're
a
all
happy
thinking
show.
of you.
Listen to that.
That's it.
It's
So for me and my war pup, take care and stay safe till next week.
Septic, have you got any last words before we finish the show, sir? Anything you'd like to say, or
Nope.
goodbye to?
Yeah. If you can't be neat, be clean. If you can't be clean, be smart. If you can't be smart, don't name it after me.
Honestly, you have the best slogans. These are all T-shirt opportunities.
T-shirt.
This is another T-shirt opportunity. So we will try and get we will post up on the Coulter V2A site some examples of your T-shirts, sir, and see if we can get you a big order of T-shirts, and then we could do like one big send over, and then we split it up at our end
To Europe.
to Europe.
Yeah.
So guys, we will, if that's okay with you, sir.
I'm always happy about getting money.
Okay, well that's awesome.
I'm deep down, I'm a greedy bastard.
You've been a wonderful guest. Skelly, anything to say to the audience?
I do actually. It's words of wisdom. I didn't choose the thug life, and the thug life didn't choose me. We both decided it wasn't going to work, so we went our separate ways. And I think there's a moral in that story.
Very
Somewhere.
deep.
That's so
Stig?
good.
I'm confused by that one. I want to know who the dog is in front of your teepee on the Goblin's Grotto Facebook page.
That is my pug. That's
Yeah, I know it's a pug.
See, I chose the pug life.
The pug
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
It's the pug life.
Look,
I like
I'll
the pug
line him
life.
up. You knock him out of the park. What's the pug's name?
That's Hobgoblin. He is one of-
Brilliant. Hobgoblin. Thank you very much. Thanks, Septic. That was brilliant. Please subscribe, people out there who aren't subscribers, and about half of you aren't. And I know who you are. I know where you live.
Yeah, please subscribe. Help us to grow the channel.
We're getting more and more Mad Max people on, and more celebrities from the post-apocalyptic scene. So this has been awesome. Septic, thank you so much, sir. We absolutely love the Wasteland Gladiators. You guys are awesome. Honestly, we have just amazing.
We really appreciate it. It's interesting because, like I say, getting the feedback from you guys, we really didn't know we had an audience. we just like going out and hitting each other in the head.
And you can't say
fairer than that. But seriously, guys, just from me, look after yourselves. Look after yourself. Look after each other. Loads of love to everybody. And we are going to finish with some Wasteland Gladiator footage. We are going to get some more live footage, and we will go and try and video it next year for the people who can't make it over to the Wasteland. Just so we're trying to do an interview with all the different fighters, so everybody knows exactly who everybody is, and they are literally awesome. And try and get your T-shirts. Get your Wasteland Warrior T-shirts in there. The coolest thing to be seen this summer. Awesome. So cheers, guys, and we will see you all next week.
Stay safe, everyone.
Everybody.
Love you all.
Love you all. Bye.
Okay, take care. Be good.